السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي جعل الشمس والقمر حسبانا والنجم والشجر يسجدان، فضل إنسانا على إنسان كما فضل زمانا على زمان ومكانا على مكان، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا وأعلانا وأولانا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy, Arabic Grammar Made Easy. Lesson number 35. ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. In this lesson we're going to learn the conjugation of the verb ليس, كان and قال. In the previous two lessons we talked about and we conjugated the verb ليس and the verb كان. So in today's lesson we look at the verb قال. We look at all the tenses, we look at the past tense and the present tense, we look at فعل ماضي, we look at فعل المضارع, and we look all the إعراب of فعل المضارع. The slots of الجملة الفعلية, the فعل, the فاعل, the نائب فاعل, these two are always مرفوع, and the rest of the slots مفعول به, مفعول به ثان, مفعول فيه, مفعول مطلق, مفعول لأجله, حال, مستثنى, and تمييز. All these slots are mansub. The damirs that is attached with the فعل الماضي, let's go through them again. There are two types of damirs. One is ضمير مستتر, number two is ضمير بارز. The ضمير المستتر are only two damirs, which is هو and هي. The ضمير هو is مستتر for the صيغة فعل if the فاعل is not present or is not visible, and the here is the ضمير مستتر for the فعل or صيغة فعلت, the واحد مؤنث غائبة. So here is the ضمير مستتر if the file is not اسم ظاهر, the file is not visible. And the rest of the damirs are ضمير بارز, which is alif, waw, nun, ta, ti, tu, tuma, tum, and tunna, and na. Each of them has its own name. Let's look at in the next slide. There are 10 الضمير البارز, which is attached with the فعل الماضي, and the names are ألف الاثنين, the ألف, واو الجماعة, the واو, نون النسوة, the noon, and تاء الفاعل. So all of the مخاطب sigas, the ضمير will be the تاء الفاعل, تأتي, تو, تما, tum, and tunna. The last three, as we've said in the past lessons, the ta is the fa'il, and the for muthanna, mim alif is to show muthanna, and mim sakin is to show jama mudhakkar, and nun tashdid is to show jama muannas. And the na al-fa'ilin is for the jama mutakallim sigha, like fa'alna. The hidden damirs for fi'l al-mudari, there are 5, which is huwa, hiya, anta, ana, and nahnu. So in fi'l madi, there's only 2 damirs are hidden, which is huwa and hiya. But in fi'l mudari, there are 5 damirs are mustatir, huwa, hiya, anta, ana, and nahnu. So let's see, is there any difference between these damirun mustatirun? So again, for fi'l mudari, there will be 2 types of damirs, damir mustatir, damir al-bariz. So damir mustatir, huwa, hiya, anta, ana, and nahnu. For these 5, are there any difference, or are they the same? The answer is yes, the difference. Huwa and hiya, they are damir mustatir jawazan, and anta, ana, nahnu, they are damir mustatir wujuban. Jawazan means possible, ay ism dhahir can come as a fa'il. Wujuban means there's no possibility the ism dhahir can come as a fa'il. Ism dhahir never comes as a fa'il. The fa'il are these anta, ana, nahnu. This is what they are, wujub. Damirun barizun, they are alif, waw, the noon, and the ya. Alif, waw, and ya is for the al-af'al al-khamsa. The alif is for muthanna. The waw is for jama, mudhakkar, and the ya is for muannas mukhataba. And the noon is for noon niswa, jama muannas. Okay, so these are the damir baris. These will be visible, we'll be able to see them. But in this side, damir mustatir, they are not visible, they are hidden. Now, these are the fi'ls we were talking about, the verbs, because these 3 verbs comes in the Quran a lot. So we are learning the conjugation of these fi'ls. Number 1 was laysa. Laysa fi'l madi is laysa, and laysa does not have a fi'l mudari. Next one is fi'l kana. It has a mudari yakunu. So the fi'l madi, the middle letter we see alif, middle letter we see alif. This alif is changed from the original. The original either could be waw or could be ya. If we want to find out the original letter of harf illat, we look into fi'l al-mudari, yakunu. So here we see the original letter comes back, it was the waw. So here the waw was changed from the waw was changed into alif. It's from Bab Nasara, so kana yakunu. Next fi'l al-madi, qala. Again we see the alif in the middle, so we know it was changed from a harf illat. either it is from changed from واو or changed from yeah. So look at فعل مضارع يقول, the original letter comes back, which is the واو. Now we know the واو was changed in فعل الماضي. So these two, ليس and كان, these are the from الأفعال الناقصة or كان وأخواتها. These two fail, they come only in جملة الفعلية, جملة الاسمية مبتدا خبر, and the مبتدا becomes اسم or whatever فعل ناقص is. If it's ليس اسم ليس, if it's كان اسم كان, and the خبر becomes whatever the فعل ناقص is, خبر ليس or خبر كان. The قال يقول is a normal fail. This will be جملة فعلية. قال يقول. So we're going to see the conjugation of قال يقول, فعل ماضي all 14 sigas, and فعل مضارع all 14 sigas, and all the إعراب, the مرفوع case of مضارع, the منصوب of مضارع, and the مجزوم of مضارع. Here we have the verb قال, تصريف الفعل الماضي, the past tense forms of this فعل قال. So let's look at it. قال, قال, قالوا, قالت, قالتا, قالنا. What's happening here? Because it's اجتماع ساكنين. اجتماع ساكنين. If we change the alif to original letter, which is waw, it will be qaf, then waw, qaw. It is difficult to pronounce, so waw demands dhamma before it. So let me show you. So original was like this. Bring the original waw back. Yeah. And waw demands dhamma before it. So قولنا اجتماع ساكنين. Waw is a sakin letter, and also the lam is also sakin letter. When in fail اجتماع ساكنين occurs, the harf illat drops. Harf illat drops. So we drop the harf illat. It becomes قلنا. Sorry, it should be nun niswa. قلنا, قلنا. Excuse me. So over here, the قالت, sorry, قالت. So again, what we know, the alif was originally the waw, and now is alif, again اجتماع ساكنين. So we drop the alif, and because the original was the waw demands the dhamma before it, becomes قلت. Okay, so I hope you understand. So from here, all the rest of the siga will be the same pattern. قلت, قلتما, قلتم, قلتي, قلتما, قلتن, قلت, قلنا. Now over here, if the original letter, let's come back again. Just want to show you one thing. If the original letter, this alif, changed from ya, if it was from ya, so this first letter after ijtima sakinain, it drops. The first letter will get a kasra. If the original letter was ya, the first letter of al-madi will get a kasra. and because here the original was the waw, the first letter will get a dhamma. So قال قال قالوا قالت قالتا قلنا قلت قلتما قلتم قلتي قلتما قلتن قلت قلنا. So it is same as the فعل كان. So any فعل that falls in this pattern, كان يكون or قال يقول, this is the same conjugation. So we looked at كان. If you look at كان, كانا كانوا كانت كانتا كنا كنت كنتما كنتم كنتي كنتما كنتن كنت كنا. Now the فعل قال, same pattern. قال قال قالوا قالت قالتا قلنا قلت قلتما قلتم قلتي قلتما قلتن قلت قلنا. And here are the fa'il. So this قال and قالت, the fa'il is جوازا هو, because for these two sigas the fa'il can be ism ظاهر, but the rest of the sigas from here قال, from here the rest of the sigas, the fa'il always the dhamir. They never can have fa'il ism ظاهر. If we have a fa'il ism ظاهر, then we have to bring a fa'il from مذكر قال, from muannas قالت. Okay, if the fa'il is visible, then we have to bring a fa'il from مذكر قال, from muannas قالت. The fa'il, it doesn't matter if it's a singular, mufrad, or dual, muthanna, or plural, jama. The fa'il always comes as mufrad. قال for mudhakkar and qalat for muannas. And if we see the rest of the sigas, the fa'il is already built in, and those files are damir bariz. Let's look at فعل مضارع. يقول يقول تقول تقول أقول نقول يقولان تقولان 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 يقولون يقولن تقولون تقولن تقولين. Okay, okay, for quickly just copy and paste. Oops. So تقولين. Okay, so same as في الماضي, for these two sigas يقول تقول, the file either can be mustatir or can be bariz or zahir. For rest of the sigas, the files are the damirs. Okay, damirs. For these three, تقول, the file is always mustatir وجوبا أنت. أقول ضمير مستتر وجوبا أنا. نقول ضمير مستتر وجوبا نحن. And for the rest of the sigas, these are the damirs will be the fa'il. Alright, so let's look at this. Was the فعل مضارع مرفوع case. We have the يقول الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. يقولان, it is مرفوع بثبوت النون لأنه من الأفعال الخمسة. So يقولون ثبوت النون أفعال الخمسة. تقولين ثبوت النون because من أفعال الخمسة. Here يقولن this noon niswa not changed, and تقولنا here noon لجمع المؤنث also not changed. Let's look at the فعل مضارع منصوب with one of the حرف نصب, which is لن يقول. For all the mufrad figures, the nasab will show with the fatha. So لن يقول فعل مضارع منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. So لن يقول, لن تقول, لن تقول, لن أقول, لن نقول. فأفعال الخمسة بثبوت النون منصوب وعلامة نصبه بحذف النون بحذف النون. لن يقول, لن تقول, لن تقول, لن تقول, لن يقولوا. Okay, I need to write alif there. There should be alif there. So لن يقولوا, the حذف النون. So let's put the alif there. Look at this one. Again, sorry, the last one before the change. Okay, let's see. Okay, لن تقولي. So let's do that there. So لن تقولي, the تقولي is the فعل مضارع منصوب وعلامة نصبه حذف النون. The file is same file, will never change for مرفوع or the منصوب or the مجزوم. The file is always exactly the same. Now let's look at فعل مضارع مجزوم. What does مجزوم mean? One of the أدوات الجزم comes, it makes فعل مضارع مجزوم, and the sign of مجزوم for فعل is سكون. Okay, فعل is سكون. So here we have the last letter سكون. So what do we see? اجتماع ساكنين. So what happens in فعل when there's اجتماع ساكنين? حرف علة drops. Drop حرف علة. So becomes لم يقل. لم يقل. So the first صيغة لم يقول. So again we have اجتماع ساكنين. Let's drop the حرف علة. Becomes لم يقل. So over here again I did not change this. Let's change it. Okay, so لم يقل, we drop the حرف علة because of اجتماع ساكنين. لم يقل, لم تقل, لم تقل, لم أقل, لم نقل. For the أفعال الخمسة, because there is no اجتماع ساكنين, so حرف علة will not be dropped. حرف علة will remain. Only the noon will drop because of the lam, and that is the sign of فعل مضارع being in مجزوم case. So لم يقول, لم تقول, لم تقول, لم تقول, لم يقولوا. Again the alif is there, should be there. لم يقولن, لم تقولوا، لم تقلنا، لم تقولي. Sorry, لم. Yeah. لم تقولي. Let's put the alif there. Alif there. Okay, so this is the final chart of فعل مضارع المجزوم of the فعل قال يقول. Okay, so now let's see some of the some examples. The obvious فعل قال, it behaves like other fails, the normal other fails, like the fail nasara, like the fail daraba. So this is the fail, it requires a maf'ulun bihi, but the fail qala needs, sometimes it needs a complete jumla, Sometimes it can be a word. When it is a word, so we say straight away it is maf'ulun bihi. Yeah. But when after fail qala, it is a complete jumla. So that complete jumla will become the maf'ulun bihi. Okay? And it has a name. It is called maqulul qawl. The whole jumla becomes maqulul qawli. This is the name given to the jumla. So in the example, we will see the maqulul qawli, it will be a jumla. That jumla either can be jumla ismiya, or that jumla can be jumla al-fi'liya. So let's start with a kalima, a single word as a maf'ulun bih. Al-jumlatul fi'liya, because this jumla will start with a fi'l qala. So qala Muhammadun. Qala Muhammadun. Muhammad said. So we need something what he said. So that something can be either a single word, or it can be a complete jumla. If it's a single word, we just say maf'ulun bih. If it's a jumla, the jumla we call it maqulul qawli. And because in the past we've learned some jumlas has a slot and some jumlas don't have a slot. So any jumla that comes after fi'l qala yaqulu laha mahal, the jumla will have a slot, and the slot is always the mansub, maf'ul bihi slot, and it is mansub. So qala Muhammadun kalimatan. Qala Muhammadun kalimatan. Muhammad said a word. So this kalimatan, it is not a jumla, it is just a simple word. So let's look at the tarkib. Qala fi'l madi, Muhammadun fa'il, and kalimatan maf'ulun bih. Muhammad said a word. The i'rab will be very simple, straightforward. We did this in the past. قال فعل ماض مبني على الفتح. قال فعل ماض مبني على الفتح. محمد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. كلمتان مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. Okay. Now let's see if the after qala there is a jumla. So qala hiya asaya. Qala hiya asaya. So when we see qala, we look for the file of qala. So there is no ism al-zahir file here. So the file is hidden, mustatir. So once we know the file is mustatir, we have all the subject and the object. We can translate. قال فعل ماضي plus fa'il, yeah, plus the fa'il, and here because it is a ism and it will start a jumla. So here is the mubtada, and asaya, again this is a two word, a slot two word. So we're not gonna talk about the second word. The first word is the mubtada, is the khabar, and with the second word all becomes the khabar, right? Qala, he said. What did he say? A complete jumla. So this will be maqulul qawl. So this becomes a jumla ismiya, Translation, he said, it is my stick. It is my stick. Let's look at the Arab. قال فعل ماض مبني على الفتح والفاعل ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. And then here مبتدأ مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. And here عصا خبر المبتدأ مرفوع. Now we need a sign to show this marfu. The normal sign for marfu is a dhamma if it is the mufrad kalima. If it's the muthanna kalima, the alif and nun, especially the alif. If it's jama mudhakkar salim, is the waw and nun, the waw. But over here asa, it is a mufrad word. Does it showing is i'rab al-dhahir, a dhamma, visible dhamma? No. So it is marfu wa alamatu dhammatu al-muqaddaratu ala al-alif. We can say mana'a, min dhuhurihi at-ta'adhur. No, sorry, is a thiqal. No, ta'adhur, yeah, when alif is ta'adhur, is impossible. So mana'a min dhuhurihi at-ta'adhur, you can say that. So عصا خبر المبتدا مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة المقدرة على الألف منع من ظهوره التعذر. So we've got a complete jumla now, jumla ismiya. So this jumla ismiya, it is called والجملة الاسمية مقول القول. And jumla has a slot في محل نصب مفعول به. So الجملة الاسمية مقول القول في محل نصب مفعول به of the فعل قال. Okay, so over here we can add فعل ماضي plus the fa'il, and over here we can add منع من ظهوره التعذر. Okay, so قال هي عصايا. قال فعل ماض مبني على الفتح والفاعل ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. Let's see, okay, this slide now. So here مبتدا مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. عصى خبر المبتدا مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة المقدرة على الألف منع من ظهوره. It is a dhamma, isn't it? So من ظهورها with the ha there. عصى خبر المبتدأ مرفوع وعلامة رفع المقدرة على الألف منع من ظهور التعذر. والجملة الاسمية مقول القول في محل نصب مفعول به. So after the فعل قال, if we just have one singular word, مفرد word, we just say مفعول به. And if it's a جملة, the جملة is called مقول القول. So this جملة can be جملة اسمية, this جملة can be جملة فعلية. Another example in the Quran قال Isa alayhi salam said قال إني عبد الله. So إني عبد الله, after doing the Arab, إن and ism of inna, then the khabar of inna, all that will become the jumla ismiya and will become the maqulul qawli. So qala inni abdullah will be the same, al jumlatul ismiyatu maqulul qawli fi mahall nasb maf'ulun bih. Let's look at the one more example. This time the maqulul qawli will be jumla al fi'liya. So let's look at it. قال زيد, قال زيد, Zaid said. What did he say? Did he say a word or did he say a jumla? Let's see. أدرس الدرس. قال زيد أدرس الدرس. قال فعل ماضي زيد فاعل. أدرس فعل plus the فاعل and الدرس مفعول به of this فعل. So this becomes a جملة فعلية, جملة فعلية. He said indeed, oops, sorry, I was trying to do that. Okay, he said, Zaid said. I was looking at that first. So I am studying, I'm studying the lesson. I'm learning the lesson. Zaid said, I'm studying the lesson. إعراب قال فعل ماض مبني على الفتح زيد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره أدرس فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره والفاعل ضمير مستتر وجوبا, here will be وجوبا تقديره أنا. الدرس مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. So this darsa is مفعول of this فعل أدرس, not مفعول of قال. It is مفعول of أدرس. So this جملة is in محل now, في محل نصب مفعول به. So this جملة is called والجملة الفعلية مقول القول. مقول القول. في محل نصب مفعول به. Okay, so after the فعل قال, most of the time it will be a جملة. Most of the time it will be a جملة. So if we see a جملة and we say it is مقول القول في محل نصب مفعول به. Okay, so these are the conjugation of these three most often occurs in the Quran, the فعل ليس and the فعل كان يكون and قال يقول. So I hope you understood the conjugation of these three verbs, especially when it takes changes, and in فعل مضارع, especially when it is the فعل مضارع منصوب or فعل مضارع مجزوم, where the changes takes place. I hope you understood. If not, go through this lesson again and inshallah you will understand. So this is the end of lesson 35. Inshallah we'll see you in the next lesson. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.